Joy here with subrosatea.com. Hello to everyone. My name is Joy. I'm the owner of Sub Rosa Tea, and in today's video I'm going to tell you all about our Mardi Gras collection. Friends, if there's no red live above my head, that simply means you're watching it on the replay. Feel free to use the hashtag replay, watch, and shop as you normally would. All of the tea I'm going to talk about today, including the collection, are available both on our website, which is subrosatea.com, and on our mobile shopping app. All you have to do is go to your favorite app store, search for Sub Rosa Tea, which is 3 words, Sub Rosa Tea, with 2 spaces in the middle. You'll see that there is an app, and it's absolutely free to download. I love shopping on the app because you can watch videos like this and easily put items into your cart. You can always shop on the replay or join us live. Hello, friends. Thank you so much. Happy Mardi Gras to everyone. If you didn't watch the beginning, if I didn't say it in the beginning of the video, my name is Joy. We're a small company based in Northern Ohio. We will ship anywhere in the United States. Now, I know you're kind of thinking, okay, the girl just said she's from Ohio. What could she possibly know about Mardi Gras? Or New Orleans, for that matter. Friends, I have traveled the world. I've been in an awful lot of places. And no, I really can't ship to you a big bowl of crawfish etouffee or red beans and rice. But what I can do is ship you an entire cup of love straight from Ohio with New Orleans flair. We have got fabulous tasting tea to tell you about today. All of the tea I'm going to talk about have no sugar, no carbs, and no calories, which really makes this fun. Also, we've got new flavors. We had Mardi Gras last year. I did bring those back, but they're not part of the collection. In this year's collection, we've got a lot of new teas. So thank you for watching. Thanks for coming. I love it when people watch live. Thank you so much. Anyone here watching ever been to Mardi Gras? Have you been to New Orleans? Have you had any of the actual food inspired by this collection? It's interesting when... It's interesting when I do a collection like this. I am inspired by the theme or the season. I try to stick with that, but I'm also thinking about the collection to make sure that everything is different from each other and that there's not too many repeats, unless that is the actual theme. So hi Jay. Oh, I'm so glad you came to this video. Thank you so much. Jay, is Barks root beer not a part of your daily life? Barks root beer was created in New Orleans area, and it's definitely a staple there quite often, but I can understand if root beer isn't for you, but it's very, very common. Whitney just says, it just takes 1 cup of tea to get me hooked. Thank you. Melissa says she's never been to New Orleans. Oh, that reminds me, friends, if you cannot see my kitchen countertop, please tap my nose. Those watching on social media, there should be words above my head, and you should be able to see my display on the kitchen countertop in front of me. If not, you should be able to expand the video, like I said, by tapping my nose. Thanks for coming, friends. Lots of good tea to tell you about. All of the flavors are quite different, and I do want to jump right in, but let's see. Oh yeah, that reminds me, for those of you who watch on a regular basis, you can typically find me here on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday. I know not everyone watches the Super Bowl, but I have found year after year that nobody watches my lives. I don't know if you're watching the football or the commercial, but I will pass on doing a live video next Sunday, so you can find me the Sunday after, and then we will have our St. Patrick's Day collection at the end of February. So we do have a few weeks to celebrate Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras itself is Tuesday, February 21st this year. It does seem a little bit early to me, but I'm not the one who sets it. I'm not the one who sets the date on that. So thank you so much. Kim just said that she loves that I bring back flavors in addition to adding new ones. I know when someone has a favorite flavor, they would just be heartbroken, waiting and waiting and waiting for the season or the theme to come back and not have their favorite flavor. So if I can bring them back, I certainly will. Sometimes it just has a lot to do with the ability to get all these ingredients. It is a megaton of ingredients in a collection. So anyway, thank you so much. Oh, Whitney, I'm so glad that you asked because things are changing. Whitney, specifically, I know that you were going to ask me, so don't hesitate to ping me after the video and I'll give you an update. But we are moving that particular collection that you're asking about all the way until December because there's a new movie coming out. Whitney, did you know that? There's a new movie coming out this year. So we're going to move the collection later on into the year, but don't hesitate to ping me directly. And I think I can help you with exactly what you're looking for, if you know what I mean. Hello, Bernita. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Jay. Yep. Okay. I threw that in there. I did. Can I stop? I probably should, right? Okay. So anyway, let's get to talking about Mardi Gras here. So in this particular collection, we have a bundle of teas. So all 7 of the tea that I'm going to talk about today are available in the bundle. At the very, very end of the video, I will be talking about teas that we had last year that were returning, but they're not available in the bundle, and another tea that I think that you might be interested in. But for this particular video, we are focusing on a bundle. You're going to save money when you buy the bundle. Again, 7 flavors. We have the tea in 2 sizes. A try me size makes 5 to 6 servings, and the value size makes 20 to 25 servings. You're going to see in this particular collection, though, we've got an option, not just the tea. We've got an option thrown in. This is an option. We are not charging you any money for it. I just love having fun. I love having fun with flavors, and I love it in my heart thinking of you having fun with my tea on your Mardi Gras celebration. If you would like yourself a hurricane cup, it is a plastic cup, a hard plastic cup. If you would like a hurricane cup and 3 strands of Mardi Gras beads, all you have to do is make sure you make that selection into your cart. If you got one last year and you don't want a second cup, don't hesitate. You can just buy the tea. So I don't want that to be confusing. It is not really a combination, a combo pack like we typically do with a tea accessory. This is not so much a tea accessory as it is just super fun. We do have fabulous Everest tumblers, though, that if you have not checked them out and you are ready for the parade, you're ready to join that crew at Carnival, make sure you do get yourself an Everest tumbler. Now is the time. First up, friends, king cake. King cake. Boy, is that a Mardi Gras staple or what? King cake. For those of you that don't know, king cake is typically a round cake. There are definitely certain flavors or other flavors available, but my king cake, I'm hoping, is very similar to what you might have had, the most traditional one, which is sweet and has beautiful cinnamon notes to it. This tea has a lot of depth of flavor, so to balance out the maple taste that I used for sweetness, we do have both sweet and hot cinnamon notes in with this tea. It is a black tea, so it does have caffeine, and that is how I'm talking about them today. We've got 4 black teas and caffeine-free teas in this particular collection. This particular king cake, friends, it was made for me by a very, very dear, sweet friend. She always makes herself a 3 Kings Day cake, and she felt like she was up for the challenge. Have anyone ever attempted to make a king cake? A king cake specifically is going to take you normally 4 to 5 hours to make because the yeasty dough does need to rise. So that it's not labor intensive, but it is definitely, time consuming. You can buy a traditional king cake online for about $70. Guess how much the tea is going to cost you? A heck of a lot less. And of course, no sugar, no carbs, no calories. What is inside the king cake? What makes this special? Who remembers? Last year, we did a special trivia night for Mardi Gras. And if you're not familiar with this tradition at all, let me tell you, inside a real king cake is a baby, a tiny little plastic baby. And I could not bear myself to do that to you. For those of you who, I couldn't surprise you in that way, for those of you that didn't know it was coming. So there's no plastic baby in this tea, I absolutely promise you. But let me show you what it does look like. So I am having fun here. The king cake is a black tea, as you can see. But what I have done is I have added gold crowns, sprinkles. They're quite large. So if you care for no sprinkles, you can so easily pick them out. They're really, really big. They're just tons of fun. And of course, it's a king cake, so you're going to find some fun sprinkles in there. But I promise, no baby. there's only one baby typically in the cake, and then the person who gets the baby, who gets served the piece of cake that has the baby, normally it means good luck for the entire year. I've also heard, though, that it does mean if you get the baby, you get to bring the king cake to next year's party. Now, Whitney says that would be hilarious. I don't know what my audience would actually think if they weren't expecting a plastic baby in their loose leaf tea. I don't know. So I'm skipping that completely. Next up, friends, is the Sazerac. If you've actually been to New Orleans, you know the Sazerac is the drink to have. Oh yes, want to make sure y'all know how to spell that. This is a fabulous tea. This is the fabulous tea here. So, oh yes, Miss Sarah, thank you for asking. I certainly can. Don't hesitate to email me, but keep in mind they are sprinkles. I did not make those sprinkles myself. I make the loose leaf tea. Happy to answer any questions, but I did just buy the sprinkles as a commercial product because I thought it was fun. But please, if they're not for you, you are welcome to pick them out. I will not be offended. It will not affect the taste of the tea whatsoever. Back to the Sazerac. The Sazerac is a cocktail. It's an adult beverage. It's very, very common in New Orleans. And honestly, it's not common anywhere else. It's very French inspired. So a Sazerac is something that I would definitely drink and consume cold. I would expect it to be served cold to me. We sell loose leaf tea. You can make this anything you want, hot or cold, or, you know, any way, even as a latte. This tea has a base that I call my bourbon base. So bourbon has a lot of malt to it, just a little bit of smoke. This is tea, so we are focused more on the caramel and vanilla notes that a good bourbon has. But a Sazerac very specifically is often, oh yes, normally what happens is they take the empty glass and pour absinthe in it, and then they pour the absinthe out. So you're not actually consuming the absinthe in the cocktail, but it does have the taste. That's why they do it. Then they pour the bourbon in over ice, of course, and it's often with rye whiskey and rye whiskey and a little bit of licorice alcohol, a Pernod. So that specifically, it was created such a long time ago, well over 100 years ago. This drink has it all. It has all of those notes, and it is probably the creation that I work the hardest on. It is very complicated. It's got great depth of flavor. It is not like any other tea, so if you do not like it, trust me, you're probably not going to see a repeat, but it is a classic, and I insist that you try it. I personally enjoy it hot, steeped, and then chilled. I like it chilled overnight, so it's really icy cold the way the cocktail should be, or over ice. Of course, you can drink it hot, but if you are not into the star anise taste that I used to simulate licorice, or if you don't care for rye or caraway, that taste, go ahead and cold steep it. Those are herbs and spices that I used that won't come forward when you're cold steeping. That's why I like hot steeping, because I like to taste that. It's just so interesting. It's very complex, and so is the drink. Next up in this Mardi Gras collection is our Bananas Foster. Bananas Foster. I love banana. I love banana cheesecake. I love everything about the actual dessert except the calories. You are going to love this tea if you love banana. So it is very creamy. It is a sweet tea like banana. It's obviously named, and all of the flavor notes are after the actual dessert. The dessert is typically served with a drizzle of caramel sauce, so you will get caramel notes in this tea as well. Again, a Banana Foster has great depth of flavor. Creamy, caramel, banana, sweet, sassy, fabulous. A black tea. Next up in the cube, beignets. Hopefully everyone knows what a beignet is. Again, I live in Northern Ohio. I couldn't get myself a beignet for my display today unless I made them myself. But a beignet is normally a pillow. It's fabulous. It's a puffy pillow of dough. So when they make this sweet dough, it is then fried, and there is a mega ton, a shower of powdered sugar on top. Again, friends, tea has no sugar, no carbs, no calories. Beignets this tea is nice and sweet, it's nice and smooth, and it has a fabulous cream taste to it. This is a black tea, and it is part of this collection. Oh yes, that reminds me, beignets are very, very common in New Orleans, very specifically from Café du Monde, which is a location, a cafe in New Orleans that is almost, I think, always open 24 hours a day. In that particular cafe, of course, that's all you can smell, is the wonderful smell of coffee and the beautiful sweet beignets with powdered sugar. The floor itself is just a little bit sticky because of all the condensation from those ice cold glasses of water that falls onto the floor, that condensation along with the powdered sugar. It is just classic and iconic, and I can just smell it. Whitney said, are there any caffeine-free tea in this collection? You better believe it, Miss Whitney. We're getting there. We've got 3. So those first 4 that I just talked about are all black tea, and they have caffeine. Next up, Burke's. Burke's Root Beer. Burke's Root Beer, again, very iconic in New Orleans as the soda of choice. It is completely caffeine-free. The tea is caffeine-free, and so is the soda. I think there was a little twist, maybe 10 to 15 years ago. They did come out with a Burke's Root Beer product that did have a little bit of caffeine. Our tea does not. It does not have any. Burke's Root Beer was created before the 1900s. It was 18 something and something. 1800s when the gentleman created Burke's Root Beer. He moved out of town, but he then had a partner. So again, very iconic. Their recipe is very specific, and so is ours. We had a tea in a different themed collection that was called an A&W Float. That tea is similar in the way that Burke's is similar to A&W, but this tea is different than that one. The A&W Float, a little bit sweeter in a way, and definitely some sweet vanilla, because I was trying to be very specific about being an A&W Float that has vanilla ice cream. This one, not as much vanilla, but it does have a fair amount of spice to it. Sassafras, sarsaparilla, cinnamon. So definitely those fabulous spices that you've come to love in root beer, it's here. You can cold steep this tea. You can cold steep it in club soda or cold water if you want it cold. You can definitely drink it hot, of course you can. But it is caffeine free. But steeping it cold is really refreshing and fabulous. So if you like a lot of spice, go ahead and steep it hot. If you want something more mild, cold might be for you. Good options there. Next up on the caffeine-free train here, we've got our strawberry punchki. This is the strawberry punchki here. Again, friends, we sell only loose leaf tea. We do sell each of the individual flavors in 3 sizes. We do not have it in tea bag teas. So it is loose leaf tea. This strawberry punchki is definitely the sweetest strawberry that I make. It is named after a strawberry donut, a donut filled with strawberries with a ton of powdered sugar over it. This tea has no sugar, no carbs, no calories, no caffeine, but it is definitely the sweetest strawberry tea that I sell. So if that is your jam, this is definitely the tea for you. We do have other strawberry teas as well, so if you do like fruity teas, but you don't want something quite as sweet, definitely look for that. Both on our mobile shopping app and our website, we do have a search box, so you can type in any ingredient that you care to and run a search for that. Last but certainly not least in the caffeine-free collection, this is the third of our 3 caffeine-free teas. This is Cafe au Lait. Like I said when I was talking about the beignets, Café du Monde is a very iconic restaurant, cafe, bakery where you can always get yourself a beignet and a Cafe au Lait. Cafe au Lait, there is a dark roasted coffee. Here it is tea. This is the tea that we sell that is completely caffeine free, but also tastes like coffee at the same time. So I did not use coffee beans here, but what I did use is use chicory and cocoa and cinnamon. And it looks like this. If you can't see this, do make sure you tap the screen so you can see my kitchen counter. This looks like coffee. It is extremely dark. It is very robust. It is full of flavors, full of the 3 C's, the cinnamon, the cocoa, and the chicory. So it's very deep and dark and fabulously smooth. Personally, when I drink this tea, this is what I want. I want a bowl of it. I want to just cozy up in my rocker recliner. I want a bowl of cafe au lait. I love it plain, but this particular name is coffee with milk, coffee au lait. Au lait being French for with milk. You can add it if you want, but what I was doing was mimicking the flavors of the dark roasted coffee that they have. But I really wanted, I was desperate, I was very, very serious to create for you a tea that's full of antioxidants, great coffee taste, no caffeine at all. So this is another good one. I recommend you steeping it hot. You can drink it cold. You can drink it on ice. You can drink it any way you want, but that's my preference, is to steep it hot. But yes, you can steep it cold as well. We also now have a collection of 3 teas that taste like coffee. So we do have a new bundle in the gift set tab, if those of you who like to save money are looking for the entire bundle. Next, I do want to talk about teas that are not the 7 that are in the Mardi Gras bundle, but I do want to highlight them here because I'm talking about them. Cafe Latte. This is a tea that we highlighted in last year's collection. Cafe Latte is one of those teas I was just mentioning that is a black tea, but it does taste like coffee. We did use coffee and chocolate in this beans right in this tea. It definitely tastes like coffee. Coffee has approximately 100 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup. Black tea has approximately 60 milligrams, so it is less caffeine. So for those of you who cannot drink coffee, or you have a friend who coffee is all of a sudden upsetting their stomach, the acid can really give people awful, terrible tummy aches from drinking coffee. If that's you, but you don't want to knock out the caffeine completely, Cafe Latte might be the perfect option for you. Nice and smooth and definitely coffee reminiscent. Also in the queue today, if you're watching on the mobile shopping app, you'll see that we do have a shop now button, so you can see all of them, shop all. We have 3 punchkis returning that we had last year, so I don't want to dwell on them. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. They're nice and sweet and fabulous. The raspberry punchki is a black tea base. The lemon punchki is a green tea base. Nice and smooth and sweet and lemon with vanilla. And the apple punchki, caffeine free. So apple, though, is not just plain apple. The apple punchkis that I've actually had with the big, thick filling, it looks like diced apple pie on the inside. Those are the ones I've had. So I did add cinnamon to the tea, more like apple pie, because that's exactly the way I've had it. So I don't know how other people have had it, or especially in South. Maybe if Jay's here. Jay, what's your favorite? What's your favorite flavor of punchki? I'm curious to know. Oh yes, and I had mentioned the Everest tumblers. The Everest tumblers are 22 ounces. They are stainless steel on the inside. Perfect for parade day, or of course football season, right? It'll keep your tea hot for 10 hours and cold for 20. Everest tumbler might be that perfect Mardi Gras thing, but right now we are offering the option of the hurricane glass. Oh yes, and if you didn't notice, with the hurricane glass we have both a green and a purple option. We have a dozen of each, I think. So everyone's going to get one or the other. One or the other. I'm going to scroll up really fast to see if anyone has any questions, and then when I'm done, I'm going to start from the beginning and try to get my entire thing down in less than 2 minutes so I can do like a little quick commercial. I love being on camera with all this makeup and wig and everything else and my great display. So I'm going to record a little commercial at the end. I hope that I did not miss any questions. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. All right. I think that's it, friends. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? What do I want to talk about? Oh, hi, Miss Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go back to the welcome cue. And Jennifer, if you're just joining, I am going to quickly start from the beginning. I'm going to try anyway. This is always so hard for me to do it without a script. But I'm going to record myself a little commercial to talk about these great teas. Happy Mardi Gras! Friends, I can't possibly ship you a bowl of crayfish etouffee or red beans and rice, but what I can do is ship you a cup of love, inspired by all of these fabulous New Orleans favorites. The treats, sweets, and eats of New Orleans can be found in this Mardi Gras inspired collection. Friends, we sell loose leaf tea here, so it looks like this. This happens to be our king cake. You're going to see gorgeous gold crowns in this particular cake. We sell these 7 teas individually in 3 sizes and also available as a collection bundle. We've got king cake, beignets, bananas Foster, a strawberry punchki, root beer, Barks root beer specifically because you know it's good, and cafe au lait in this collection. The cafe au lait is a completely caffeine-free tea that has chicory, cinnamon, and cocoa. The strawberry punchki flavor is our flavor of tea that is the sweetest strawberry that we sell all year. The beignets are nice and sweet and creamy, and the king cake has sweet cinnamon notes. Oh, and of course, I can't forget the Sazerac. You better believe it, friends. These 7 teas are fabulous for any Mardi Gras celebration. They're available now on our website at subrosatea.com for a very limited time. Happy Mardi Gras! Friends, that is it for tonight. I don't see any other questions. I want to say thank you again for coming live. No video next Sunday because of the Super Bowl. I'll be back at it again in 2 weeks. And St. Patrick's Day collection will be out at the end of February. Thank you so much for watching. No matter what you do with the rest of your day, have yourself a cup of tea and take care of you. Bye-bye, friends.